Dude, you will
The
agree
ZD
with me on this.
Parmesan.
The best part of Boston was watching the Penguins projectile shit.
Nah.
Did you go
That
to
was
the
literally
zoo?
the most. Yeah,
Yeah, we
we
went to the aquarium.
That was the only
Oh, okay.
entertaining part of Boston.
Yeah, there were penguins that were projectile shitting, fighting, fucking, and then there was trained.
all at
Was it
once?
sea lions or
Hey,
seals?
time out. That was a hell of a sentence.
That's crazy.
I mean, we saw all three. It's in my vlog.
Oh, I
Well,
thought
not
it
the
was just
shitting.
one. I thought it was just one penguin.
You can't really tell them apart. They're just
all
penguins,
three, all
yeah.
three actions.
But I'm sure they all do plenty of all of those actions individually.
Good for
Who
them.
knew
Just
that
not while we
penguins
were
had
there.
so many vices?
Like, I
Well,
guess
they're
when
in
you're stuck in
Boston,
a
so,
pen
you know.
in Boston.
They're at the Boston Aquarium. I
Send them back
don't
to the
blame them for
Antarctic.
developing some bad habits.
And then
Yeah.
after that, you guys went to LA for a bit, yeah? How was that?
We did.
Hmm.
We got
Yeah, I came over for a while. We were chilling in the classic Misfits Hollywood Hills house that they rent every time they're over there.
mhm.
And I think we basically did nothing the whole week.
we
um,
signed posters
Yeah, we signed posters. So you two's did
coming
a run
to a
with
mailbox near you.
yeah,
Yeah, I
you
was
two's
gonna
did a
say.
run for you, Cooper, Charlie, Ted, and Travis. And
Mhm.
I was informed that I would be signing 3,000 posters, which I was super psyched about. And so I get there, and there's like a box sitting there, and I'm like, oh fuck, that's a lot of posters. Then I look to the left, and there's 3 more boxes unopened, and I'm like, oh, I see how this trip is gonna go. And so yeah, every night we just take an hour and sign some more posters.
Yeah. I just cranked it because I knew it was going to be just not worth staring at the pile. So
Dude, I'm gonna
finished
get them
it,
like
like, a day or
airdropped
two.
through my roof by U2s a day before they're supposed to be delivered to everyone.
yeah, how the
Yeah.
hell are they getting it to you during these trying
Dude, I
times?
don't fucking know, man, but we'll
Oh,
figure it
man.
out. We'll figure it out, and you guys will get them, and they'll be cool, and I will have signed them.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Boston was overall just a depressing wasteland of a trip, but forged some good memories for sure, and some bad ones. But LA was a lot more eventful. But unfortunately, Noah got sneezed in the eye, which
Yeah,
sucks ass.
I was
He wasn't
recording
able
when
to.
Everybody was there.
Yeah, he wasn't
I
able
mean-
to come up with us.
It was what it was.
Yeah, it's just how it goes. But I'm trying to think of like the first. There's only a few things that happened because we sort of just sat in the house for a long time.
Yeah,
hung
well,
out with
we were
people.
looking. I mean, the point of the trip for me at least was to find some houses that we could potentially set up shop in.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Which it didn't really happen
didn't
at all
go,
because
yeah.
of the way that the Misfits operate.
Yeah.
But we have an idea. We visited one house, and we have a general idea of what we're looking for now.
I know what a
And
house
so we'll
is
be-
now that I've been in one.
I know what a house
and
is.
so I
mean,
know what I'm
I
looking
know
for.
I don't want it to be too tall.
Yeah.
Too many rooms, no good.
Too tall
Um,
or too thin.
Right. And so, we're hoping that Lunch Club has a bit of a communal space.
Yeah.
By the end of the year is
Would be
a
cool.
very realistic goal. Hopefully
Mhm.
sooner.
Yeah, that's the big move. Is just getting a place where we can all live in a area and then go to a house and
Yeah.
film stuff or do podcasts
Yeah,
or
and just
something like
have
that.
have a space to work that's separate
Yeah.
from kind of our own personal spaces, and be able to do stuff together and make all sorts of content that wouldn't be otherwise possible. So,
Yeah,
that's
but-
pretty exciting.
Expect that to get a little bit of a kibosh for a minute, considering we're all stuck in our homes.
It's true.
I was like, dude, I was checking the flights. It's like $80 from New York to LAX.
steal.
Jesus.
Why
That's
not?
all I have left
Why
after
not just
investing
come-
everything
Here's-
anyway. So
Listen, dude. Listen, the money will be worthless anyways, right? Might as well spend some. And at the end of the day, the best place to avoid the virus is thousands of feet in the air.
$80.
Am I
Or
right?
your life.
book nonstop flights. Book nonstop flights
Book
from
nonstop
now until
flights.
4 months in the future.
Just
You will be
hop
the
on
only one
planes.
on them. Everyone will know you. You can just run around the aisles.
Exactly. Yeah, you sit in the first class seats if you want.
Every single one of those mini pretzels could be yours.
You just like the flight attendant comes to
Look at all
kick you out
the
of first
Biscoff
class, and you just
cookies.
start to sneeze, and then they walk away.
It's true. That's them every time.
Just
hold your-
just move all your shit by buying a bunch of plane seats and just putting boxes in the seats.
You just
There
come
we
to the
go.
fucking airport with like 8 trolleys full of boxes. Oh
My
my god.
luggage.
That'd be
There it
so
is.
bold. That'd be so bold. How are we
So
defeating this virus?
I've been thinking about it. What can get coronavirus? Who can get coronavirus?
Copper.
Copper?
For 2 days.
Copper?
The virus stays on copper things
Okay,
for
interesting.
up to 2
But
days.
what can catch the virus?
Oh, bats.
Bats? I don't think fish.
People-
I don't
people
think
can catch
people
it.
can catch the
People
virus.
definitely catch
As
it.
we've discovered, can
People have been
fish
catching it left, right, and center.
can
Yeah.
fish catch the coronavirus? I don't think so. I've yet to
So
see.
what's your hypothesis
I've
here?
yet to see fish suit.
Just catch a really big tuna.
I have
And
a
hollow
whole
it out.
notepad open on my screen, and all it says
Oh.
is fish can't get corona, fish suit.
Fish suit.
And so that
You
is
know,
my
that's fair.
proposal, because they can't get corona, and if you have enough of them, it's not going to get to you.
Do you have enough fish or enough fish
yes,
suits?
yes. Enough.
You
fish.
have enough,
enough
fish.
fish. Enough fish.
right?
Hmm.
So what do you propose? Like, how are you staying
I've
safe?
just proposed it. A fish suit.
I've never heard of somebody trying to disguise their way away from a virus. I think this is a bold
It's
new
not going to
approach
know I'm
that
Yeah, I
in
don't know
there.
if it'll
It's
work.
going to
Funding.
see all these fish and say, well, it's not going to fucking work on these guys, and it's going to keep moving.
He's right.
I am.
You should get a call from MIT.
Yeah. It's actually the government. I wasn't supposed to find
Oh.
out about
Mm.
the fish loophole for diseases.
Is Trump starting to smell a lot like fish and his cabinet?
I don't know,
recently?
man. I don't know.
They've been employing a tactic we don't know about.
Anything's
They've been
possible.
oiling up.
Oiling up,
That's
just
gross,
fish oil.
dude.
They just crack the pills open and just moisturize.
Yeah,
Wash
we'll
your
see.
hands.
We'll see the next time they slide on stage.
Yeah.
What are you guys thinking? Because I know for sure mine's gonna work, but I want to hear what ideas you guys have.
Fire.
You know, that's a really good idea. I can't think of anything as brilliant.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Maybe a raft.
I mean, look, I outlined it already, right? You have to be in the air so that the virus can't reach you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah, that means sitting in airports for a while, but you get to the end result, which is you being thousands and thousands of feet up in the air, and they can't touch you.
What if it jumps?
Once you're there, like, what if it
What
jumps?
if it jumps?
Yeah.
Well, no. Who do you know that can jump that high? You know?
We don't have a virus.
It's
Have we
tiny though. It
tested
doesn't
that?
have. It doesn't. It's not jumping that much.
You don't
Just
know.
really far. It's really light.
What if you're flying along in your jet? It's just you. Let's not
And a
even
flock of coronavirus hits the engine.
No, I was thinking that, but no, I was thinking more of you hear a thunk, because you've flown over the Boston airspace and you've been nailed by a corona riddled body that has been launched out of Noah's great trebuchets. One of my siege works,
trebuchet.
and you're
Fired.
screwed. You're screwed.
You
Yeah.
are fucked.
Yeah.
So
Oh my god.
that's
The
just
velocity
something
at
to
which a
think about.
body would be going at that point.
Something to think about.
I have a rock solid plan.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
You know the movie Up.
Yes, I know the movie.
Is this
Up.
the same idea as the plane one,
No,
but with a
no,
house
no,
and
no,
more
no, 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 no,
balloons?
no,
I don't
no.
understand.
A house. Don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous, Charlie.
Okay.
I'm talking
I'm
about
interested.
a lounge chair.
Mm.
A nice, easy chair. Right?
You hear a
Right.
second.
Balloons
You
to
hear a
that bad
second
boy.
thunk.
Hold on.
It is just a regular man that has fallen down onto your plane out of his lounge chair.
I'm not done yet. You bring with you a large stick with a nail on the end. And you pop the balloons when you wish to descend. It's foolproof. How's it gonna get to you?
When you get to the certain atmosphere
You-
where
You just
the
have to
balloons
hope that
start
you
to
don't
pop,
go too high and pass out.
or that, feel like that
That's
happens
also
pretty
a
soon.
possibility.
Yeah.
You know,
Where are you
people
gonna
do
end up
this.
though?
Like
'Cause
this sounds
you're not
ridiculous.
going
People do
straight
this
up.
all the time. People
I-
die and people
People
succeed
send
doing
themselves
this.
up in lounge chairs
Yes.
with a bunch of fucking balloons. That's what they do.
They do.
All the time. All the time.
Yes.
I unironically
They bring
think,
shotguns to shoot the balloons.
I
I'm not kidding. This happens.
unironically think that the fish suit is a better idea than this.
I think that you're right. But this is one that has been executed on. Nobody's
who?
thought of the fish suits yet.
Who the fuck does that? Nobody
make
does
me- I'm
that.
gonna do some
Nobody
research.
gets up.
I'm
Oh, he's
gonna
gonna
do some-
fucking
hold on.
Google it.
Yeah,
Lounge
Let me do
chair
some
up a
research.
movie.
Let me do some research.
Christ
Lounge
almighty,
chair,
dude.
How many
movie.
balloons does
Listen,
one
I'm
need?
peer reviewed, man.
What happens
Lounge-
if a
lounge chair
rotund
up
Boy Scout?
possible?
What happens if a rotund Boy Scout catches a ride on your lounge chair?
Crazy
lounge chair
lawn
isn't
chair
going anywhere.
balloon fight. Lawn chair Larry
Fight?
Fight?
on July
Well, now
2nd.
I'm curious. Where do I buy tickets?
Do they get fans and joust?
Flight. It's not a dog fight. I wish it was a dog fight.
Oh, that'd be the craziest
It's
shit.
like when they give
Probably
Roombas
not.
knives.
Yeah.
On July 2nd of 1982, Larry Walters made a 45-minute
This was
flight
40
in a
years ago?
homemade in a homemade airship. This was 40 years ago. Think of what's possible
Homemade
now.
airship.
Think of what's possible now.
Why haven't they tried it again? I don't understand. I don't understand.
45-minute flight in a homemade airship made of an ordinary patio chair and 45 helium-filled weather balloons. The only
That's what
45.
They call that an airship.
An airship, a homemade one at that. You could call
Wow.
him a bit of a. You could call him a bit of a. An
You can call him
engineer,
a pilot.
an aviator. An
When was this?
aviator,
When was
yeah.
this?
Wow.
Psychopath.
1982.
1982.
Anything,
July
would,
2nd,
anything would fly back
1982.
then.
Lawn chair similar to that used by Lawn Chair Larry in flight. For stability, the chair
wanna
has
know about Lawn
has
Chair
been
Larry.
weighted
I
with
do not wanna know about
water
Lawn
bottles
Chair
and
Larry right
tilted backwards about 40 degrees, so
You
he
think-
doesn't fall out.
You think he's still up there?
Mm.
He's still going
You
right
think
now.
Larry's still up there?
I
The
think
last
Larry.
unaffected corpse just floating for eternity.
Just scroll down on the Wikipedia page. You missed the part where he shoots the balloons with,
With a
a shotgun,
shotgun.
and
No,
plummets,
I already know about that part.
and
believe me.
fucking plummets to his death, dude.
Didn't that happen with
It
a guy in
happens.
like a homemade rocket recently?
That happened to a flat earther who was like, "I'm gonna prove that the Earth's flat with my rocket," and then he died.
Yeah, fuck.
He just fell out.
Did
Shot
he?
himself
wait,
up,
wait,
and
wait.
you know what?
Did he figure it out or no?
We
Who
don't know.
knows?
know.
He took it to the grave, Charlie.
He had all the secrets.
Could you
He did.
imagine if he was actually falling towards the Earth and he was like, "Oh my God, it is actually flat," and then he just died? It's like, holy shit, I was right.
The price of knowledge. The price of knowledge.
Oh shit! You know too much. It's over.
That is, however, very terrible. And
Right.
I'm
So you shoot
sorry.
yourself up in a lawn chair to get rid of the coronavirus. That's how
Yeah.
you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
No, it's not to get rid of the coronavirus. It's for an
Stay
advanced.
away, right?
It's it's a platform.
Mm.
It's a firing platform, right? For
A
looting.
firing
For
platform.
looting.
Yes. Think about it. You can get in, get out without a sound. You know what I'm trying to say? I need to get some medicine, right? I gotta go to the hospital. Bring my lawn chair.
Drop on right in.
Listen, I've played a lot of DayZ in my time, right? We've all done
Right.
this with the helicopters and stuff. Lawn chair is silent, effective. Nobody hears you coming. Nobody knows. Next thing you know, everyone thinks you're gonna come from the street, right?
Do they not see the
Everybody's
45
fortifying
multicolored
downward.
weather balloons?
No,
At
see,
night.
this is
At
when
night.
this is why you have camouflage.
Exactly.
Charlie.
At
Yeah.
Dumb
night.
idiot.
A
That's why you
blue ghillie
camouflage
suit.
the lawn chair.
I pictured
my
the green. I pictured
intention-
the green camo just so fucking up
In the sky.
My intention is to descend under cover of darkness aboard my homemade airship. I think it's foolproof. It's like the post-apocalyptic version of, like, in the Bin Laden raid when they had the silent helicopters. That's what an airship's like.
Yeah.
Mm.
King of the skies, ravager of the lands.
But how's the
Exactly.
storage capacity for looting though? Or do you have a stash?
No, you have additional lawn chairs that you bring with you and set up on site.
So like tethered
bring
behind you?
Yeah, you bring a helium tank along with you, so that you can float them away like the Fulton recovery device.
Couldn't you just walk
Someone's
in
about
and
to
steal
loot you,
something?
you just let it go.
Yeah, you just send your
Fuck
loot
you,
off
buddy.
and recover it later.
That is absurd.
Guys, I think we should make a game about this. This is sounding sound. I'm liking this.
Where you just like are in a lawn chair full of balloons and just loot things.
Dude,
in a
as long as we can
post-apocalyptic
develop it,
world.
and as long as we can develop it in 6 months before
Dreams.
society ceases to exist.
Dreams.
Oh no, you're right.
Someone get on that.
Please, after you're done with Necropig remastered.
Oh man, are people
Hop on
actually
that.
doing that?
I fucking hope not, dude. But I'm sure someone is. I'm sure someone is. Yeah.
Have you checked the level since you've uploaded that video,
Yeah,
Charlie?
'cause
So
I-
you want to explain what Dreams is for the
Oh, yeah.
uninformed?
Dreams
Yeah,
is
yeah.
for the uninitiated. Dreams is a game where you can pretty much make or play anyone's like game creation, or you can make like music or like scenery or art or pretty much whatever. And so now this tool has immediately been incredibly misused by almost everyone on the platform. We made Necropig, which is pretty much an instant classic. Got a lot of big fans already on that one.
So what was Necropig? Necropig, we made a character.
What do you
We all
mean
got
what
in a call.
was? He can't die.
Okay, forgive
What
me, forgive
is
me. I'm just
Necropig?
asking, what is Necropig?
My mortal words cannot do him justice.
What is Necropig? May he remain in eternal slumber.
But no. Let us not incite his name another time, for he will awaken.
So basically, I'll give the layman's
Yeah.
explanation of what it is. We made a character that was very funny looking, had a burrito on his head that would do a backflip whenever he jumped. And basically, we put him in a maze and made another larger character called Necropig that would chase him around and speak Spanish and was very angry. And the goal was to run away from this guy for as long as possible.
Survive as long as possible. You have two
I thought the
abilities.
goal was to inflict psychological terror.
That's a side
That's just
effect. That's a side
baseline.
effect.
Baseline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but that is a classic. And that's a video on my channel if you want to check it out. But lately there's been a lot of coronavirus inspired games.
Oh,
Believe it
no.
or
Of
not.
course.
Yeah, there's been a lot of toilet
Go
paper.
around, cough on people,
Collect
as
all the
many
toilet
people
paper.
as possible.
Yeah, I did one that was collect all the toilet paper. And I went into the grocery store with my big cart and there was no toilet paper left. And I was like, that is so true.
That's a fucking.
They
That's
made
how
a
it
game
is.
called Collect the Toilet Paper, and there was none left.
It's
It's kind of fucking awful,
Wow.
dude. I was scared. I was scared when Ebola was a thing. Like when all these pandemics happen. Like you get scared people are gonna, start running around your town and just start fucking spitting on
weaponizing
people.
it. I can't say
Yeah.
around that.
Yeah, I mean, it's illogical, but it's something you think about.
Damn, I want to catch it so I get that power.
Bug chaser.
Imagine. It's like in elementary school where someone licks their hand and says, "Yes, I will
Oh.
now use the force." You never had that? You
God.
never had that?
No,
Yeah,
no,
I know
You
what
just
you're talking
dredged up
about.
some memories, man.
Yeah, or when someone
Fuck.
offers you ABC gum,
I haven't heard of that one.
Yep.
Oh,
Already been chewed.
chewed.
Oh,
Oh, God.
very funny. Good one.
Yeah,
Good one,
That's
children.
peak. It's peak humor.
What?
That is.
This happened to you?
Oh, I
already been
guess-
chewed gum. Yeah,
Already been chewed gum.
Someone just offers you, hey, you want
They
some
just-
ABC gum? And I'm like, what's ABC gum? And then they just take it out of their mouth and they're like, already been chewed. And I'm like, that's funny. Put it back in your mouth.
Dude,
Yeah,
these
it's-
these
I'm not
Yeah.
taking
What
that.
kind of trickster goblin creatures did you people grow up
Here's the
with?
thing: is
Oh,
these
dude, plenty.
techniques now are so much more potent. Because you can
Oh,
lick your
yeah.
hand now and hold it out today, and maybe before there was one guy who moved back a little, like, ew, man, gross. That you
Yeah.
can fucking part the seas today with that shit.
Maybe not
Exactly.
in certain stand your ground states. You should not
well,
do
then
that.
you use both hands.
Or you shoot them,
No, you get shot is what I'm saying. You lick your hand and you get a bullet. Like, I wouldn't blame him either.
You're drawing a weapon.
yeah,
You're
pretty
drawing a
much.
biological weapon.
You're reloading.
Biological
You're
weapon.
reloading.
Yo, when I was in the Boston airport, when I was connecting back flying here, I got off and I had to cough so badly when I got off my
Dude,
connecting
fuck.
flight.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
And I got like, because I was still like a little bit sick and I just had, I got off and I was in the middle of the hallway. I was like, I can't make it any further. And I just coughed up a lung in the middle of the Boston airport.
Oh, God.
And all the people around me, I could tell, were just like,
Yeah.
and I just walked away. I was like, everyone like stopped like in the group that was next to me. And they were just like, because it
Yeah.
sounded bad too. It sounded like I had whooping cough. I talked about that before.
Yeah, I could hear it through the walls before we
Yeah.
left for LA because we stayed here for like a day or two before going. And
Well, what's the worst they could do? Like, what are they gonna? What did they put you under
Throw me in a
citizen's
cube,
arrest and
throw me in a
go and
cube
touch
Haul
you?
me off.
Yeah, they can't do shit.
Haul me off to a storage site to be studied.
Put you in the
A
load you in the
storage site.
trebuchet.
yeah,
Load you in,
exactly.
sling you off
Load
to
me into
West
the
Virginia.
trebuchet and fire me back. over
Live
the wall.
ammunition. Oh my god.
But they light you on fire before they do it,
Yeah.
just because it looks cool.
More speed. Increased speed.
It just looks like it's coming in faster if it's on fire.
Yeah, they just put a couple bodies in there for a scatter shot.
Yeah. Oh well, the body scatters when it hits the ground.
Yeah, that's yeah,
There's
yeah,
no
you're
way
right.
to.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
that thing's going all over the place.
Yeah.
That's how they spread it. That's like if you really want to infect a walled city, you just get a body that's really sick.
Well, that's how they've done it
and you-
historically, haven't they?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
light it on fire because it looks cool, and then you just send it over into the walls, and then
Lead cup
it
drinkers,
goes and
man.
it hits splat, and everybody is like stupid because it's the feudal times, and they're like,
They
"Oh,
touch
what's
it.
this? What's this? Why does it taste funny? You know?" Like, and they're sick. That's how
a
you get
cut of
them.
meat. That's what they say. A cut of meat.
Ah, cooked nicely.
A brisket.
Medium well.
It's just so genuinely
oh, God.
awful.
And
Dude,
then
the-
another one comes, and it's like fucking Christmas
A
because they
feast
haven't
from
eaten.
the skies.
Yeah.
feast from the heavens.
People are just
Oh,
that
fuck.
life sucked so bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a-
Did you? True story.
we're
I
about
just
to
found this out
revert. We're
recently.
about to revert too, so that'll be interesting.
Back in the day, the average peasant, if they weren't starving to death, was eating pretty good. Apparently,
Oh
they
really?
were just like eating like some fish and stuff because they just had like a river right there. They'd be like, "Let me catch some salmon." I was like,
Hmm.
maybe
Huh.
being a peasant isn't so bad.
Well,
Except for all the other
Maybe it
things.
isn't. Hey, maybe I should try that.
oh, is that free
Maybe
food?
let's
It
go
just
back.
went.
You know, I've
free
always
food
wanted to
just
try
came.
peasantry.
Free
you
food
know?
just came flying over the wall. It's landed
On
right in
fire?
front of me.
Cooked very nicely.
Oh, that's so.
They didn't have
Looks
Uber
like our
Eats back
famine
then,
is
dude.
over.
Being a
Is
peasant,
this
being a
Boa
peasant sure has
Steakhouse?
its perks.
Oh man.
That
No,
is-
I don't really know if that's true. No, I don't know if they lived all too well because anything
No,
they
I mean,
got,
that's what I'm
right?
saying
They
is
had to give it
when
to
they
the,
weren't
the
starving.
They ate food
Right,
that
well,
by
yeah.
today's standards would be higher class than a Pop Tart, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like how prisoners used to be only fed lobster because that was prisoner food for a
I
while.
guess, but I feel like quality control also is so limited because no one knows what the fuck's going on, and so everyone gets diseases.
Yeah.
Can't move more than like 10 miles away from your house because you can only move like 5 miles a day.
Yeah.
Little stupid little guy and
With an
little dumb
ox.
peasant. With your ox.
Your horses.
Damn.
Driving
Yeah.
cattle westward
Exactly.
to settle new lands.
Oh, man.
Entirely different era of history.
Now, Cooper.
We're skipping around.
Before
What's that?
before we do revert back into these ancient times, how are you in particular defeating or escaping coronavirus? I don't think we've gotten a response from you on this topic yet.
Raft.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
about
I'll
this.
just-
I forgot about the
I'll just
raft.
hope it works like Rust where there's just floating supplies. Maybe like a cargo ship that's been abandoned or everyone's dead on it. Loot it.
right.
Go back to the
yeah.
raft.
Listen,
I will die at sea, but you know it's my attempt.
no, you
I will
won't.
die at sea.
Listen, you may one
I
day
will
die,
die at sea.
Now
Oh,
is the
maybe you
time.
come
It's
across like a
probably
lawn
not a
chair
great
with no
plan
balloons
if
left.
it ends in "I will die at sea," is it?
Piracy is a growing
Listen,
sector
I'm
of
just
the
being
economy
honest to
right now.
myself. Yeah.
Piracy is a
Pirate
growing
life.
sector. I
Just gotta
really, I
figure out how
recommend
to
pursuing a
cultivate-
career in
I
piracy. Pirate school-
download a raft. I set it
Listen.
out on the water.
Listen, how many times has somebody told you to go to trade school? Everyone, listen.
Yeah.
College, old
No, it's
hat.
fair.
Now people are telling
College
you to go
is
to trade
bullshit.
school.
It's true.
Yeah,
Everyone
college
is
is
always telling
bullshit.
me to go to trade school.
Yeah.
Everyone
Now
won't
everybody's
stop.
telling you to go to trade school, right? Everybody's just telling you to go to trade school all the
Yeah,
time.
everyone's-
They're just
everyone's
saying go to
saying that.
trade
Everyone
school,
won't
right?
stop saying
Nobody's telling you.
It's really
Nobody's telling
starting
you
to
to go
piss
to
me off,
pirate
Noah.
school. Nobody's telling you to go to pirate school.
It's true.
Why is
What's
that?
pirate school? you
Because
just go-
exactly.
you just,
because
go- you
why
just fly
trade?
to Africa
Why
and wait
trade?
on the coast and find out.
It's a growing industry right now.
It's weird. It sounds
Oh,
like
it's a
pirate
boat.
school. It seems like pirate school is just actual piracy. Is that? That's
Exactly.
strange.
It'll come in
It's-
handy, Charlie.
It's a useful set of skills.
Yeah, new plan. I'm a pirate. I think
So that's
the,
what I'm
that's the
saying.
goal.
You could
Just
either
hit port
listen,
cities.
you either die in the raft or you live long enough to see yourself become a pirate. That's just how it works.
Or you manage to find 24 weather balloons.
Yeah, that, yeah,
when you
that's it.
take
Become a-
that raft, you
Become a
pirate
skyrate.
of the air.
Skyrit.
A skyrate.
A skyrit. That's a new
You like
profession
that?
right there.
Yeah. We're gonna
Just
see
opened up
we're
a new
gonna see
class.
a surge very, very soon.
Well, no,
2020 is the year of
saw
the
it.
skyrate.
Dude,
Yep.
we're basically approaching anarchy. I saw a tweet that Philadelphia.
That's a
Was
good
that
start.
funny-
That's a
was
real
that
good
a-
Basically
start.
approaching anarchy. I saw a tweet.
I saw a tweet. That was probably a funny way to word it,
Yeah,
but I
it
saw a
was.
tweet that Philadelphia, you know that city,
The
I
city
see.
that my girlfriend's at
Philadelphia?
right now. Yes.
Yeah. They've instructed the cops to not arrest people who have committed lesser crimes like burglary and arson.
God.
This is why you stockpile arms and ammunition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, oh well, we've got bigger fish to fry, police. So let's just, not worry about it right now.
Listen, but the average citizen can just cough on somebody and end the threat right then and there.
It's
Yeah,
true.
you're robbing someone, you take out the fucking lung. And you're
You
coughing
take
on
them with you.
You
They're
just
leaving
use
the
the
shit.
force on
True.
them.
You ever
You just gotta
martyrdom
get
in Call of Duty when you drop the grenade? That's what life has become now.
Dead
An
man's
endless cycle
hand.
of martyrdom.
Oh god.
So fucking dumb, dude.
The title of this episode is The Lunch Club Podcast, number 24, An Endless Cycle of Martyrdom.
Skyrit class. Session 1.
Skyrit School.
Skyrit school.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I want a Zeppelin. I want to live on a Zeppelin during the apocalypse.
That's what it evolves into. That's what I'm saying
Yeah.
is you loot from the air in the beginning. That's tier 1. Tier
Mhm.
7, tier 8, full on rigid framed airship by that point.
How?
Scrap.
Figure it out. Scrap building.
What do you think
Fuck
I'm
the
looting
hell,
for?
fuck you,
I feel like
You
Charlie.
ever- Have you ever? What do you mean how? You ever played
You
Escape
are,
from
buddy.
Tarkov? What do you mean? How do you
Come
make a
on,
Zeppelin?
dude. How dare you question me?
What do you mean? How you make a Zeppelin?
I'll be in my fucking
balloon.
dirigible, my flying dirigible, and you'll be on the floor wishing you didn't doubt me.
The
You
floor.
fucking
And
landlubber. You landlubber.
Oh
You
my
ride the
God.
skies in this household.
Imagine calling all of Earth the floor.
The lunch club Zeppelin. It strikes fear.
The floor.
We're working on it.
Oh.
We're working on
shit.
it.
Floor dweller.
What
Delta
other
Sky Miles.
what other fun little topics do we have here to talk about?
I don't
Oh,
know.
Ted accidentally took 400 milligrams of edibles.
Oh jeez.
That was
Oh
funny.
yeah, while he was signing.
Yeah.
While he was signing
I don't know.
stacks upon stacks of the posters, Ted was just munching on some nerd rope.
So
Oh,
if,
God.
if yours is just signed
All right.
T or L,
Yeah, let's.
you'll know why.
If yours is signed, then you know what happened. But so let me set the scene here for the people uninformed about how incredibly similar they can make edibles, which are weed infused candy, cookies, etc. Look to the actual product. Then you would make the same mistake as Ted. Schlatt almost made the same mistake.
Yeah, a couple hours before this happened,
Yeah.
I had it in my hands and I was like, what the fuck, medicated? Fuck is, oh, right, I'm at the Misfits house. This makes sense. I'm going to put that down and walk away.
Yeah.
And so we're signing posters and Ted's just kind of munching on it. And I'm like, I forget if it was me or Cooper, but we kind of noticed at the same time.
Yeah, I
and
think we both
look
said
over,
it.
And we're like, Ted, that's weed. And he goes, what? And he takes it out of his mouth and he goes, this is my second one. And I
Yeah.
said, Ted, that's not good.
Yeah.
And he goes,
Oh.
how much weed did I just take? And we have to look at the package and it's 400 milligrams, which to my understanding is a lot.
Yeah. No,
Yes,
And
it
so
it is.
it did him for about a day and a half, maybe 2 days.
Holy fuck.
fuck, dude.
Yeah, so he got past the pain point pretty fast. I kept up with him. I was like the scientist observing the experiment. I
Does
would
it
come up
hurt? Does that amount of weed hurt?
at a certain
no.
point. Your body starts to reject it, and that's when it hurts. It's like
Oh no more of this.
yeah,
It
it's
feels
like
like whole body distortion, I would
yeah,
say.
it feels like you're about to vomit and shit yourself at the same time, pretty much. But then it
Oh, okay.
subsides. You just have to power through it. It's just your body fixing itself.
You know that Australian instrument that's like a mouth harp that goes like boing boing boing.
Yeah, yeah,
boing?
yeah. Mouth heart.
It basically feels like that, but like over your entire body.
Yeah,
The
kind of.
fuck does that mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
You
Your
have to
body's
experience
just going
it.
Let me-
boing.
okay, so you know the thing where it's like boing boing boing, and it's got that like to it,
I
right?
guess.
Is that a didgeridoo?
No,
Like, you
no,
can
no.
feel and
It's
see the
called like
way-
a
like-
mouth harp.
You feel like pulses through your body. It's very not great.
Sounds awful.
Yeah. You just don't want to do
Beauty
too
is
much.
in the eye of the beholder.
All right, I guess some
So
people
that's
like it.
so that's phase 1.
That's
Yeah,
phase
so
one.
so he got over that part, which was good. And then he got to the part where he just entered a catatonic state for about 4 hours on the couch. And people would come over. Schlatt, you really sent him for a minute, hitting him with the massage gun. That must have been fucked that high.
What do you mean?
Like,
Did he
like
say-
getting hit by a massage gun while that high would be like a really weird sensation.
That's what he said. You're going to turn me into another organism.
Yeah, he said that while you were doing it.
I just thought it would calm him down. Get the lactic
Yeah, no, it's-
acid
it's a-
flowing.
That's a
Get the
fair
juices flowing.
assessment.
Yeah.
It's
like
But-
cigarettes, you know, it's just-
lizard.
But it didn't work that way for him.
Oh, well, I was obsessed with that thing the whole trip.
It's
Um,
pretty good. I'm thinking
I-
about buying one.
There's always some device for you, isn't there? Every
I
trip.
need to be fidgeting with something. I had throughout that trip, I had a lighter, like a tiny lighter that was
Yeah.
this big, fueled by butane.
Mhm.
And manager Ryan P found out that there was a little switch on the bottom that controlled how much it breathed.
Oh no.
And so I was on the lowest setting, like completely, out the box, factory
Yeah.
new. And he twists it all the way in the opposite direction, and you slightly press down before it even lights, and you just hear, and it's just butane flowing out, but there's no light. And so you put
Oh.
the little handle down a little more, and it makes a spark, and the thing is basically a blowtorch after that.
Yeah,
And
it's
so
huge.
I was playing with that, and I was filling up the house with butane for a while, and then I realized, hey, that's probably not the best idea. And so I got on this massage. What's the problem?
It's just okay. Keep going.
I see nothing. Listen, there was nothing wrong with it. It was just a
It's
funny
not like they
thing to
weren't
do.
already filling the house with butane,
Yeah.
and lighting
gassed,
dabs with
gassed,
the
It's
the,
always
torch.
like
gassed the entire house and then turned
It's
Ted
not like
into
if
a
you lit
lizard.
a match already, it wouldn't go up in smoke. But and then we had a massage gun. I figured out that massage guns felt really good.
Yeah.
To like put on your arms and legs and nowhere else. And so
Did you
you
try
just
everything
run it
else?
up and down.
Felt pretty
No.
good on like the shoulder blades on the back.
Yeah,
my
the
opinion.
shoulder blades. You get it digging in there. It's basically just a gun, like a little thing that goes back and forth. And so what are you laughing at now?
A little
What are you
thing that
laughing
goes
at?
back and forth. Yeah.
And so you just put it up to your muscles and it gets the juices flowing. It feels good. And so after that, Noah's still laughing. I don't know why he's laughing.
No reason.
After
Keep
that,
telling
I
your story.
realized I was a
Probably
little
picturing
bored
Ted
with the massage gun.
anamorphing into a lizard.
Yeah. After that, I was pretty bored with the massage gun after like using it for 48 hours straight. And so I decided to get myself a little baseball pitch counter, which I don't know if I have right now, but basically a little thing that just you click it and
Yeah.
it just keeps going. Like it counts how many times you clicked it. I don't know where it is.
Rip.
But I bought 3 of them because, things tend to get just taken at the Misfits place. Someone else would have enjoyed it as well. And
Like
so,
both of your torch
no.
lighters.
yeah, and so the last day we realized, hey, what if the massage gun could activate the pitch counter? And so And so it was like a classroom science experiment where I Notorious Matt was just like he had bought one too because he saw mine. He was like, oh fuck, I want that. So he holds his up to the pitch counter and it just hits it like hundreds a second. And we have a video of it. It's fucking sick. But that's, that was the highlight of my trip. Just making a pitch counter go up by hundreds.
It worked. So it worked.
It worked. It worked. It did work. Yeah. And Noah's still laughing about this massage gun thing. I don't know what's got him so.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So torn up over it. It's just a gun that goes back and forth, dude.
Look, it is what it is.
It is what it is. I'm an adult. I enjoyed it.
What are you gonna say?
Sure. And that's the end of the story. That's the end of the story.
You haven't yet explained how Ted spirals from here.
Oh,
True.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think we
after
I need
catatonic
this.
state,
Yeah.
he got up and entered primordial feast state and consumed probably half a family-sized bag of tropical Skittles and probably countless other things. I don't remember. I was pretty high too. So we did a decent amount of weed in solidarity with Ted so that we could be on his wavelength and comfort him.
Honorable.
And so, yeah, I don't remember much after that, but I know that he went to bed shortly after feasting, and then he woke me and Travis and Rish up. Rish is a designer for the Misfits, if you don't know. And we were all sleeping in the movie room, and it's pitch black and sound deafened in it. And so he goes in there with his tall ass and turns the light on and bellows, "I am still high. I'm going." And then he left.
I'm going.
Going where?
Well,
And then he gets in his lawn chair and flies away.
yeah, he went and hung out with his girlfriend. But yeah, so I'm not sure exactly how much longer he was high, but I assume for the rest of that day and maybe even longer, because going from he had a 0
And
edible
maybe
tolerance.
even still.
Yeah, maybe even still.
Legend
might
has
be-
it he's still high to this day.
Yep. He if you don't know, the tolerance for edibles is different than smoking, because smoking, it goes through your lungs and edibles is digesting it. And so he had absolutely 0 tolerance for it. So going from 0 to something that would tranquilize an elephant is just unnecessary. And so, yeah, I'm sure he was having a great day that whole day. He was very happy in the morning, so.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
A powerful
You look
experience.
distraught, Charlie.
I look distraught.
You do look distraught.
I'm trying
Would
to
you
think
like
of I'm trying to think of a good way to end the podcast. Because I
I
don't
feel
think
like
we
we're
can. I
gonna
don't
have
think
to
we can
make-
just say. I don't think we can just say that was funny.
Okay.
See you next time.
What
That
would
was
you
funny.
bring? What would you bring to a bandit crew? If Lunch Club had to be a bandit crew in the apocalypse, what would you bring?
You
to the
just want
bandit
to. I
crew?
know you want to be a sky pirate. Is this? Are you basically
What would
scouting
you
right
bring
now?
to the bandit crew? What is your ability?
Okay.
What
okay.
is your unique class ability?
Hear me out. Hear me out. We attach some sort of repelling hook or something to our sky raft. We can use it to send in scouts before jeopardizing the trolley.
Right.
What do
And
they
that,
call
and
it?
that way, what I'm saying is I could be one of those scouts. Now that I've given you this idea, I could scope out the places before we move in and harvest.
Harvest.
He likes that. That's good.
All right.
I'll be one of the few
What do they call you?
survivors.
What do they call you?
They call me Harvester Harry. is what they call me.
Okay, that's way better than what I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
It's like all I could think of was the hooker.
The hooker.
That's what they call me.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be similar to in the same vein as that movie with all the balloons. I'll be on the raft, but I'm gonna be like one of the scouts, right? So all I do is I go solicit people to buy popcorn. And if they don't, then I just like, all right, thanks, sir.
I see.
And
So
I
the
get
rest
back
of
on
us
the
are
raft.
trying to survive, and you are playing the Boy Scout from Up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what they call me?
There we go. What do
You
they
know
call
what they call me? The hook.
No, they don't.
I'm just living out my fantasy in the purge, you know?
Oh my god.
Oh shit. That's
Cooper,
great.
what are you bringing to the table?
Oh, you can't pay for the popcorn? I'm sure we can work something out, sir.
No.
Oh my.
I don't know. I'm thinking some sort of sniper role.
Yeah.
Just taking out bogeys before anything bad happens. I don't know.
So you're gonna shoot
bogeys?
their balloons so that they
Yeah,
start
yeah,
losing
yeah.
altitude, and then we can get on them
yeah.
from above.
Just
then the hooker
send-
can send down ropes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You send
exactly,
in the
exactly.
hooker.
Board them.
Yeah, it's just getting rid of external factors so the hookers can be the most effective.
Jesus.
It's so dumb.
It's so
really
dumb.
dumb.
It's so dumb.
Oh,
What would Ted be?
still high.
The person who just yells and instills fear in people that are on the floor.
That's fair. That's
Just
fair.
megaphones at people to surrender and give us their goods.
Oh, that's funny.
Travis?
Yeah, what do we use Travis for in this
Infiltration.
infiltration?
Yeah.
Have him pull
You
his
just-
hood up and send him
yeah,
in to
pull
pull
the
him
hood
out
up.
of the group.
yes.
Pull the hood up, put on the smile, walk up to a compound, and just like sit on the steps and
Dude,
wait for
wait,
them to let him in.
wait. Is it possible to load a ton of pillows, drop them all, and then follow them with a person? So that the person
No.
just lands?
You
We
want
could
to
try.
drop Travis from
Well,
high altitude like a shock trooper? Instead of giving him a parachute, you just want him to come in at terminal velocity.
You know what,
Like
Charlie?
an
What if we did
ODST,
it?
just
I want them to see
What if
3
we
minutes.
just said fuck it and did it?
I want them to see 3 minutes of mattresses falling first, and then Travis. and then he sneaks in undetected.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie, Charlie. That's a bad idea. That's just silly, you know, and doesn't make much logical sense.
Yeah.
But that might just be me.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
pretty
what
dumb.
does
parachutes so
Carson do?
expensive, bro. Why don't we just
What is
get?
Carson getting up to?
I feel like he would be like he'd be
a
like the
troop
figurehead.
corraller.
Yeah, we'll tie him to the mast and we'll make him the figurehead.
Like the mermaid on the
like
ship.
the
Yeah.
mermaid on the ship.
Yeah.
We'll just fucking crucify him.
Jesus.
Everyone has their role. That's what we say.
No man left behind.
Oh man.
Keep the morale
Wow.
up, Carson. Keep the morale up.
Yeah.
Keep entertaining the hookers, Carson. Keep the morale up.
He can sing shanties.
Yeah, he
He's
just
the
sings
siren.
shanties. He's got a lute on the front, just tied to the mast, singing songs.
Holy shit.
I just imagine like a zeppelin with just like steel bars all around it, and just entering cities like that thing in SpongeBob with the ghost ship, and just scraping through buildings.
That's exactly what I'm picturing too.
You're good.
You're good. That's what Carson's role is. He just says you're
Yeah.
good while we
Good.
scrape buildings.
Oh my gosh. Can we get everyone to say that's funny on 3?
Yeah.
Sure.
1, 2, 3. That's
That's
funny.
That's
funny.
funny. That's funny.
Charlie, it was your count.
That's funny.
And that's why, friends, you can't drink an entire shower supply of water in one.
Travis insists.
Oh, hey, this is Justin McElroy.
And I'm Griffin McElroy.
We've never done a feed drop before. I guess technically the McElroy brothers will be in Trolls 2, the first episode of that.
And Adventure Zone, technically. We've actually done quite a few feed drops, if you think about it.
Unintentional.
Yes.
Unintentional feed drops.
But this is a horse of a different color, because we're talking about the besties in this one.
Yes. This is a video game podcast we make with our friends Rush Frushtick and Chris Plant. It is a Spotify exclusive, which means it's only over there for you to listen to. But we did sneak this episode across because it's about Animal Crossing and everybody's talking about it. And we wanted to share this show that we're very proud of with you. So we thought this would be a good one to do it with.
If it's not your thing, we'll be back next Monday with another. This isn't taking the place of them a Bim Bam. this is just a little something extra because Animal Crossing is virtually all we can think about. So wanted to put our thoughts out there.
If you like it, you can find it on Spotify. You don't need a paid membership or anything. You can follow and listen for free over there.
And we're on Twitter at The Besties Pod.
Yep. So that's the show. It's The Besties. Here it comes for you. We hope you dig it, and we'll hope you check out more.
And we'll be back Monday with a new Mabim Bam. So hold your horses.
Partner, this got weird. Okay, so I want to get this. We're gonna have a lot of new listeners, because this is the Animal Crossing. It's gonna be a big show. So I was thinking we should sort of, in the cold open here, we don't normally address the audience. It's kind of just like a fun time for friends, and I hate to violate that sacred thing, but I think we should like all sort of introduce ourselves and like who we are. So like I'm Justin, and I'm kind of you guys are about to all say bad boy at the same time, but I'm kind of the bad boy.
Griffin, you can't find me not on my skateboard.
So that kind of sounds like a bad boy thing.
Well, it does kind of sound like that, huh? And that's sort of a thing that me and Justin have going on, is a friction of who's the baddest boy. Every episode, Chris and Russ will vote on who they think the baddest boy is, and the other one
tight.
has to
Usually
wear...
it's pretty tight.
It's tight, and the loser has to wear a big baby bonnet and suck their thumb the whole time.
Chris, what's your thing?
Oh, I'm the one who does the solo album, but doesn't find success, but shows up at like state fairs for the next 20 years, and you're like, wait, what band was he in? Oh yeah, they were pretty good.
Chris is Dustin Timberlake.
I'm the one that makes it all happen, to be perfectly honest. Like, I know you all think you are making it happen. It's all coming from me.
So it's two bad boys, a failure, and the puppeteer.
Can I switch to the sexy one?
Yeah.
You just put on gunner glasses.
Yeah, I know. You can't. You can never use that adjective ever again, Justin.
I want to be the short. My mouth can't form the word. The gunners. They're blocking blue light and my ability to say sexy.
Oh my God, you look like Gamer Bono. Remove them.
My name is Justin McElroy, and I know the best game of the pandemic.
My name is Griffin McElroy, and I am a turnip man.
My name is Christopher Plant, and I live on Sweet Boy Island.
My name is Russ Frushtick, and I should have cleared my throat before I said that.
Hello, and welcome to the Besties, where we discuss the latest and greatest in video gaming entertainment. It is a video game book club. It is a Game of the Year show that goes all year long. And this week we're going to talk about Animal Crossing. Now, New Horizons. Here's my thesis statement. I made no small amount of noise about not being as excited about Animal Crossing as everybody else was.
You got to take those gunners off. I can't.
I'm just going to take them off. Well, I was about to take them off at a dramatic moment, but
Okay.
now I'll just take them off in the course of action.
Just be careful with the strain. The eye strain is deadly.
It's serious.
Yeah, I'm already having a migraine, so thank you, Griffin. So I wasn't very excited about Animal Crossing New Horizon, and that was a few weeks ago. And now I think it may be the most, like, in a sense, important video game to ever be released in the history of humanity.
Correct.
Yes.
This is not an exaggeration.
No.
I literally think this could end up being the most important game. Important is a very loaded term. Obviously, I'm not talking about in the course of like video game development, right? It's not going to change the world the way like a Wolfenstein
Or like the Beatles
Minecraft,
rock band, for example.
or the Beatles rock band. You absolute mad
man,
lad.
Mr. Mosquito. Like we're talking about the big milestone.
Irritating stick.
Yeah.
No, but this game is going to save lives. Literally, again, save lives. Animal Crossing New Horizons is the most important video game possibly in the history of humanity, and I would like to talk with you about it now. That's all I have to say about it. I like catching bugs, whatever, but that's kind of where I wanted to leave from.
Yeah, I think it's worth just like the the thing that Animal Crossing provides, and we're going to talk a lot about the game today, but the thing it provides is a quasi facsimile of going outside, which you, for a lot of people, cannot do right now. And
Yeah.
it's pretty nice.
And control.
Oh yeah,
think
This
that's
is
the
a world,
big
you know
part.
what I mean? Like we are in a moment now where I think people have the least amount of control they've ever had over their general situation, and this is a game that lets you control nearly everything in the world to make it the world that you want it to, in a way that, like, for a lot of people is impossible right now. And I think that the balm of the sensation of being in a world that was pleasant and under my control was unlike anything I have experienced. Like the relief I felt just getting in, I have no comparison for.
Plant, do you want to just do a quick rundown of what this game even is for people
Sure.
that aren't familiar with Animal Crossing?
For the 4 people listening who don't know.
The long history of Animal Crossing is you move to a city. In this case, you move to an island. You get a new house and a mortgage. The mortgage is generously provided to you with 0 interest. You pay it off whenever you want. As you pay it off, you grow that house. You do things like decorating the house. In this game, you can decorate the entire island effectively. Doing these things and cleaning makes you more money, which allows you to get more stuff to decorate the island and the house. It's very, very, very simple. It's basically Chores, the video game.
Oh my god, Plant.
It is. But that's so. No, I think that's very. I think that is part of what Justin is talking about and why it's so fulfilling, because all the things that you do in this game are things you do in real life, but without any reward. In this game,
I mean, that's
you
not
pick weeds.
true.
In this game, you pick weeds and you get paid for it. In this
I
game,
know, but you're
you get a
fishing
house.
ocean fish and you're cutting trees. It's you know.
That's my day to day, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, you know why I'm not going to cut down trees? Because if I cut down trees in the real world, I probably get hurt and I get nothing for it but a cut down tree. I cut down trees here. I did some great landscaping. It was doable without serious harm to myself or my friends or family.
You get wood to make a table.
I got wood so
Yep.
that I could make, a video game console out of wood, because apparently that's how you make video game consoles.
Duh.
Duh.
So that's the basics. New Horizons, I have been looking forward to this game for the better part of a decade, and I was a little bit worried about some of the things. I was not sure how the crafting system was going to play out. That is a new major focus in this installment that's never been in the games before. The island aesthetic, I was a little bit worried about sort of coloring the game in a way that I was not going to be a huge fan of.
You don't like islands?
Well, no,
Tropical
it's
islands?
just islands is a sometime food. You know what I mean? I'm a landlubber.
Yeah, that's fair.
I am blown away every day that I play this game, how just smart the things that they have added in New Horizons is. The crafting system, the sort of extra effort that you have to put in to get people to move to get new villagers to move to your island. Having to not only build the houses but kind of furnish them using the crafting system. The crafting stuff, I think specifically you could talk on and on and on about how just sort of intelligently the rest of the game has kind of been designed around it in a way that I find really, really satisfying.
Yeah, I mean, to boil it down, now granted, you now have to go out and collect wood and rocks and various other things to make the things that you want, you have the recipes for. But by introducing this crafting system, it basically removes this mechanic, which was totally random previously, which was, I'm going to show up in the store and hope they have the thing that I really want.
Right.
Maybe I need a wooden bookcase and I have all the other wooden stuff. And now I can either make it myself if I know the recipe, or I can rely on other people that have the recipe with multiplayer. So it like really puts a lot more control, I think, in players' hands, whereas previously it was RNG, which I think that core idea of removing a lot of the randomness is the like main thesis of what they were trying to design for with this game. And it ties into not only the crafting, but also just like island creation, how you set up everything. Like you really are given like every tool imaginable to make this game your own.
Yeah, I think what's surprising to me about the game is it is the culmination of a whole bunch of Animal Crossing games I didn't like. like was it Happy Home Designer? I think
Oh,
that was
well,
what it was
that
called.
come on, no one likes.
No, but these are important. Like Happy Home Designer, really just focused on all of like the design stuff without the actual, I would say, pleasure and cycle of Animal Crossing. And there was the mobile game that allowed you to do more decoration outdoors.
Sure.
But the game itself was not great. And now it feels like in hindsight, oh, while I didn't like either of those games, that experimentation fed into this game, which now is the core Animal Crossing loop, but with just an incredible amount of design features. And now the entire island is yours to decorate. So you can make it a theme park, or you can make it really a mall. You can make it whatever you want. One question, though, for Hoops, because Griffin said island life is a sometime food. Now, when I think of Justin McElroy, the first thing I think is that's a man who likes a nice trip to Margaritaville.
Yeah, I love that island life. I did build myself a beach house right there on the beach. That real estate wasn't taken up by anybody. I'm going to go ahead and move there. Move my beautiful daughter next door. She lives in a tent because she won't go catch any bugs. My daughter lives in a shameful tent, and I'm next door in a beautiful, beautiful mansion. But Daddy leaves her gifts. Daddy got her a hamster today. Left that outside her house. Got her a fun ring toss game. That's been a really cool aspect of this is like, because connection is at a premium right now in our species, being able to like share things with people, visit people virtually, like go to people's island is like weirdly profound in a way that I don't want to overanalyze, but is nice to go to someone's island and be like, just look around and see their stuff. And to speak to the design aspects, and I know that this is again part of that culmination, but like the ability to download designs that people have created and put them up, that is when I decided that I would care about design. I've never cared about like decor in an Animal Crossing before. I just throw my shit wherever and like what, you know. But as soon as I found that someone had recreated a vintage Epcot t-shirt that I could download, I was like, okay, I care very much because I can make a reasonable simulacra. You come into my bedroom, I got pictures of the Magic Kingdom. I got a Twin Peaks poster up that somebody made. I got wallpaper from the Haunted Mansion. It's fantastic. The process to do it is unbelievably draconian and just absolute madness. I was trying. Here's how bad it was. You need 3 devices to do it, and I was literally trying to like figure out a way to get my Switch onto the internet so I could like through a back door so I could download the thing because my daughter was using the computer and I needed to take a picture with my phone to put it back
Of a
onto
QR
the
code.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild.
They have made it, for what it's worth, a lot easier once you get to a point later in the game with there's a store that unlocks that makes it a lot easier to share designs, for what it's worth. But
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's good to know. It is weird. It's a weird Animal Crossing thing that there's a lot of like, hey, good news, you've upgraded and now we've removed our own bullshit. Like there's a tool ring that you get for 800 miles, which is like a sort of side currency in the game, and it lets you press up on the D-pad and get to a tool wheel that makes it much easier to select your tools. It's wild that it's like a thing that you get, and it is equally wild that I was so stoked to pay money to unlock this UI thing that should have been in there. So that was pretty wild.
Combining 2 of your points, you said human connection at a premium and also typical Nintendo bullshit. How much do you think we would be complaining about the online issues with this game if it were any other time on the planet?
Yeah.
Because having to wait for people to join your island, Griffin, can you explain how online works?
Let's explain how online works. I have right before the game came out, I put my Switch code up on my Facebook page because I'm mostly just like buds with actual like people I know there, and so I got a bunch of new sort of Switch friends of people that I know and just kind of know. And so I was like, yeah, hell yeah, let's go. And got Animal Crossing New Horizons, went to the airport, turned it on. I was like, let's party, baby. And then I went into the in-game friend list and it was empty. Mm-hmm. Because before you can have somebody in your in-game friend list, you have to have played with them. So just to really reiterate that, there's no way of sending messages to people from Switch to Switch, right? There's no way. The Switch, user interface doesn't have a send message to Switch friends thing. So I could text Justin, hey, idiot, open your gate so I can come over. I could fly to Justin's island, and then we would have ourselves on our in-game friends list, or we can register each other as best friends. And if you register somebody as best friends, you can see whenever they come online, and you can send messages to them at any time in the game, right?
Now,
so like
things-
once
And
you're
you can dig up shit on their island.
Things went
And you
very
can-
smooth there. You assumed that you could just fly to his island.
Yes.
What if he happens to be checking his in-game phone at the moment
Oh,
you
yeah.
decide to fly to his island?
if you're
It's
if you're
ti-
talking to
and
anybody,
even
yeah,
just the process of, even if the gate is open and I'm ready to fly, you have to you have to walk to the airport, which, okay, I have to walk to the airport when I want to fly somewhere. Fair. And there's a dodo there who's like, hey, what's up? This is like, every one of these is a menu with slow talking, right? Hey, what's going on? I thought I'd fly somewhere. Okay, you want to fly to Harv's Island? You want to fly to a friend's island or just some random place? A friend's island. Okay. Do you want to do that locally or do you want to do that online? Okay, online. Okay, if you want to go online, I have to put on the internet. Is that okay? What have you been doing? Why have you not been? You should be hooking me into the internet. I'm already on the internet. What
They
do you
just
mean?
need a
It's like,
Google
anyway,
sheet is really all they need. Like, you could bang all these questions out in one go, but for whatever reason, Nintendo loves to just like, are you okay? Is this okay if I do this little thing?
And the thing is, you're up against a timer, because if your friend Switch is just like lying there, so you
Yeah.
can go over to their partner's island and sell some fucking turnips, the clock is ticking. Okay,
Yeah.
I have to get over there, and this dodo's like, do you want like a cushy middle seat or kind of like an aisle on the fake plane, or do you give a shit about this? Like, teleport me.
So we should
Once-
I can sell turnips.
contextualize this. We're not going to go into detail on like how turnips work because it's very complicated. Suffice it to say, all three of the other people on the show visited my wife's island yesterday because her turnip prices are very good. So I shared this code, and Plant, 45 minutes after I shared the code, Plant DMs me. Is like, I can't get in. I'm like, my dog, you need to be on top of it. There's no like leaving the Switch passive. That is not an option. You really are on the clock the second the code goes in, and if you don't jump in, you're totally
I
screwed.
need a pager.
You need a pager.
just for Animal
Yeah.
Crossing.
Yes.
I joined a rush of people going to Russ's wife's island.
Yeah, it was a
which
march.
is the name of it. There was a bunch of people, and what made it bad is she was standing there. I've met her once in real life, but I had to do this like slow walk past. I did not know the protocol of like, hey, I'm just here to sell turnips. You've got a wild price, but hey, this is such a cool island. I'm not going to take a lot of time to stop and look around right now. But now we're pals, so I'll definitely be back whenever this.
You know what's
turnip
really
price is
funny
like
is that
this.
she definitely wasn't looking at the screen. It was just sitting on the couch, so everyone's having this.
I know that
awkward
made it
social
worse because she was
interaction.
just standing still, like, well, hey, Justin, this is weird. Hey, a friend, a visit from a friend.
The night
To that
before that, I
point-
went to Frush's Island and just completely fleeced it of every apple I could find so I could finally pay off my mortgage.
Oh my
and then I
God.
walked over to the airport, and Frush is just waiting there, like passing
With an
judgment.
axe.
So I like look at my inventory, and the only thing I have as a gift is called the Mama Bear, which is a 6-foot tall teddy bear with floral print on it, and I
That
just
sounds
dump
great.
it at his feet.
Talk about wild power plays. You can go to your friend's island, shake their tree, take their fruit. That's delightful and irritating. I have no idea the etiquette, by the way, on like every island has like one of 5 different fruits. So if you try to sell your local fruit at a different island, you get better money for it. Or if you take someone's foreign fruit back to your island and grow it, then you can sell it on your island for a pretty penny. So it makes sense to get people's fruit and then grow it on your island. I don't know what the protocol is for taking things. I do know that it is bad form to Animal Crossing makes it possible to eat a fruit, get super strong for a second, and just dig up a whole tree and put it in your pocket. That I'm sure is frowned upon.
That is not
I
accepted.
am fairly certain.
I think that the coolest thing about the multiplayer, and this goes back to like this moment, this like strange comfort zeitgeist that we are all in with this game right now. I'm like Switch friends with a lot of people who I don't know like all that well, like other games industry people and like other folks I follow on Twitter, but that I'm not like I'm not actual real life. I've never met in real life. And one of the like sort of bad things about the online in this game is like if you want to go to a friend's island, you go to the dodo and say, "Hey, I want to go to a friend's island." And then if somebody has their gates open, it'll say like okay, well, it looks like Ferngill is open. That's the name of the island, not the name of an actual friend. And so, like, you have to know what your friend's island is named if you want to fly to the right island. Or, like, some nights when I don't really have much else to do, I will just go to the airport and see what's open and fly there, and it'll be one of these people that I don't actually know very well. And we are all we are both playing Animal Crossing. We're both playing it for the same reason, and we are both sort of going through the same, like, shit right now, and both sort of escaping that shit with the same sort of game. And it is this, like, really profound, like, rainbow connection thing that is at a scale. I had 20 people online playing this game last night. I had 20 friends, like 20 Switch friends, all playing Animal Crossing, and I have never seen a game launch like that in my life. Like, I've never seen a game launch with that many people I know, that many, like, online friends all doing the same thing for the same reason. And it has been genuinely, like, helpful for my, like, mental well-being during all this.
It is also, it's worth noting that this thing is going to be a mammoth hit.
Yeah.
Some of the early information coming out today is that Animal Crossing is going to do 2.5 million units in Japan alone in its first 3 days.
Oh my!
Which makes it the biggest Switch game ever.
Right.
Surpassing, like, the Zelda and Pokemon and
Smash and
all of. I mean, like,
everything
bigger. Yeah, Smash, like, all of it, bigger than all of it. And that's in Japan alone, 2.5 million copies. Like,
it's going to be. I mean, I know people that are just buying Switches just because they heard about this and they need an outlet. I want to mention. So we're recording this on March 25th. I started playing on February 28th because I was reviewing it for Polygon, so I got a code early, which we've discussed on the podcast. Griffin was very upset about it, and it should be noted that, like, there's an element when you start playing this game when you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm excited to see what the next day has for me. Maybe a new villager shows up. Maybe you upgraded a building. Maybe there's a museum, whatever. So I'm almost a full 30 days at this point into the game. And every single one of those 30 days, I have still maintained that excitement. Now, granted, it's not always, hey, I'm going to get a new building. A lot of the major upgrades happen in the first, let's say, 2 weeks of the game. But even after that, I'm excited, like, oh, my fruit is coming in today. I'm going to harvest it and get a bunch of money. Oh, I've been trying to, like, move my rocks around so so I can get all the rocks in, like, a little clump. Well, I wonder where the new rock is. I'm collecting fossils every day. Like, it literally has this element of, here's a little, like, drip feed excitement moment for you each day. And it's not a lot. Like, you know, the argument is basically maybe there's an hour's worth of gameplay a day. That hasn't stopped me from playing 6 hours a day, whatever it is.
Well, yeah, you were right.
Around. Yeah.
Let's talk about
someone
Russ's...
actually the other day told me they looked at my profile and it said 140 hours. I was like, I had no idea. I if someone were to ask me, I would have said maybe 50, maybe.
Yeah. Well,
and it just, like, every single day becomes like, this is the thing, and it's like a release. It's like a total I'm removed from reality release, which I realize can be a little unhealthy. But you know what? It's kind of
what's
now.
unhealthy is your great wall of bugs that you have built. Russ has
Tell me about the wall of bugs, Russ.
Sure. So last night I tweeted a video about a wall of bugs. Now, for some of you might know that there's a vendor that occasionally shows up in your town that buys bugs at a 20% premium. There are bugs in the game that are worth a whole bunch of money, but I also ran out of storage space in my house, so I was like, maybe I'll just stack them on the beach until the guy shows up. You couldn't do that in previous Animal Crossing games because you couldn't put furniture out. So now I just have 46 containers of the same emperor butterfly just chilling on a long wall of bugs. And I'm just waiting for this guy to show up, and it's only growing. Last night I collected 38 tarantulas on a random island that I visited. They're getting added to the wall of bugs. It's just going to be walls of bugs from now on.
Imagine going to Russ's island. Like, hey, welcome. We got a lot of cool trees, and over here is my wall of bugs. You want to peruse it?
I should mention I work with someone who is deathly afraid of spiders, and I have a deep-seated fear that she's going to show up one day and not tell me and walk over there and have a total fucking meltdown.
Yeah,
it's wild. Does anybody have any final final thoughts? I feel like we need to
I have one
close
more
this
question
segment,
that's
move on.
specifically for Griffin because I don't know
Yeah.
how music works. And I would like to know how music works. The music in this game is a cure for me. It brings me so much joy, and I don't know how it works because it should be repetitive. Like it's not like some massive collection of music. It's kind of the same thing over and over and over again.
Oh, it's a massive collection of music. They have new. I mean, if it's like other Animal Crossing games, I haven't really dove in, but the most recent couple Animal Crossing games, there's new themes for every hour, and then variations on those themes based on the weather. So like there's a rainy 5 p.m. theme, right?
You have to actually, I should mention, you have to unlock that. That's something that comes along like a little bit later.
Yes, of course.
So the music that you're hearing right now, Plant, is something that will get more complex as you play.
Okay. Well, it reminds me of like those lo-fi chill study hall YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And then like a monastic chant where it's just repeating the same thing over and over, and that like lulls me into a state of tranquility. And I'm curious, one, how does this get made? The only other comparison I could think of is Tiny Wings on iOS, where I like that. I don't know if y'all remember that game, but like I could just listen to that tune forever, and it would bring me peace.
Well, I mean, to do like a more sort of mainstream example of that, like the Minecraft music is that to like the extreme of just like extremely thematic, listenable music to underscore like a simulation based experience like that. It's obviously two different sort of musical schools that they are composing from, but it is, I think, the same idea and serving the same purpose.
Yeah, it's music to work to, essentially. And I should mention, if you're a fan but you are also working at this time, there's a Chrome app that you can install called Animal Crossing Music that actually will play different hourly music depending on the day and weather in your life at present, which is spectacular.
I am going to be curious. I'm not, curiosity is not the right word. I feel pretty confident, and this goes back to like Justin's thesis, that, a year from now, 5 years from now, like we're going to look back on Animal Crossing New Horizons with a feeling about it that I don't know. Okay, I'll speak personally. I will look back at New Horizons with a feeling that like I don't know that I have about any other game. And I've been playing games my whole life, and I'm certainly nostalgic about a lot of them, and a lot of them have filled like important needs in my life, or like important social needs in my life, especially once like online games became a thing. But everybody is doing that with New Horizons, and I genuinely do think it's going to be a very sort of special game in the pantheon of all games ever made, just because of what it is doing for us right now. It is bizarre.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a break, and then we will be right back with even more great content on our show. There is a lot you can capture in your day-to-day existence in Animal Crossing, but there's some parts of your day-to-day life that aren't modeled. And I wanted to talk to you guys about what bits of your life do you wish you could include in your Animal Crossing experience?
I think my biggest problem with Animal Crossing New Horizons isn't the online multiplayer hurdles, isn't the fact that the tools break after you use them half of one time. It's that there's really just one bag of medicine, and you get hit by a wasp in your eyeball every time. The wasps are like, we know which eyeball we like. It's that one, and we're gonna get it. And then you have to go eat a bag of medicine, which isn't like Timmy and Tommy aren't licensed pharmacists, so we can start there. And you can also make it yourself with a wasp's nest and 10 clumps of weeds that I guess you just quamp down in a mortar and pestle and then eat that instead. Like,
it's a hair of the dog situation.
Is it? Yeah, so I think it would be nice to just like get some more kinds of medicine in there. Like, say I eat a particularly spicy peach, and then I do need to get some Imodium from the store. And maybe that can be like 10 clumps of weeds and a spicy peach, and then that will fix my stomach issues. Or if I'm feeling kind of anxious or depressed, 10 clumps of weeds and I don't know,
Human
a
brain.
clam or something, and then I make some Animal Crossing Zoloft or something like that. That would be a welcome addition.
Griffin, what is wrong? It's a panacea, right? That's what they call these medicines that cure literally everything on the planet.
Yeah.
And it seems like Timmy and Tommy have found this, because I found a very depressed villager who was like, I'm feeling kind of out of it. Do you have any medicine? And bam, medicine did the trick. I have not found a moment in Animal Crossing where medicine has not done the trick. It's generic medicine, sure, but it's working, man.
Did that villager have a wasp sting on their
No.
eyeball? Well, then that was irresponsible practitioning that you did.
It worked out.
Russ. Okay. All right.
Justin, what would you want in the game from your day-to-day life?
I just want to be able to use the bathroom.
You can.
And here's the problem I
Pee-pee
have.
poo-poo.
Today I walked into the Nook's Cranny, the store, and they had a large standing toilet. And I was like,
Wait, the toilet is
Fuck,
standing, or you're supposed to
yes.
use it while standing?
no, it's like a big like floor length urinal.
Got
I
it.
guess you'd
Okay,
call
sure.
it. You know what I mean? And I looked at it, and I was like, absolutely. That is hilarious. I want to put one in the middle of my house. That's too good. So I bought it and I took it home, and I realized like I can't use the bathroom in this game. What is this in the context of my experience? Does it make sense to set up a bathroom in a game? I would love to have a bathroom. Does it make sense to set up a bathroom in a game where you can't use the
Okay.
bathroom? No.
Great news.
Right?
Great news, Justin. You can use the bathroom in this game.
How?
Do you guys not know about this?
No.
Russ, you don't know about this?
What?
This is not
I've
a
been
joke.
playing for a month and I still don't know.
Okay, so here's the thing. Day one, I eat a bunch of fruit and get so strong that I break all the rocks on my island, which sucks because now like I can't get the iron nuggets and valuable resources. And I'm saying like, man, this is kind of a bummer. I wish there was a way instead of going around and digging up trees to like get rid of my fruit power.
Shut the
And then
fuck
it
up.
has come out that if you sit on a toilet with fruit meter, it will go away. The fruit meter will slowly deplete, and then it says, that's all there is to that. Well, done with that. So you can poop your fruit power out. So Justin, your wish is granted. Next one.
Great. Moving on.
This
Plant.
is the best game ever.
I want to take care of a puppy like I do in real life. I love my dog, but the problem that I realize is the animals are the people. That's some Island of Dr. Moreau type of shit. So like, what would I do
Pluto, I
if
guess.
I had a puppy? Would they be like, you have captured one of us and refuse to let him leave your house?
Damn,
Yeah, that's
I've not thought about that. I have from balloon drops. I have a little kitty corner in my room where I have a cat tower and a litter box. One of these days, a cat villager is going to come into my house and be like, "Yo, I love this corner, bud. I like what you've done here."
It's like do you have that and not a cat, Griffin?
I mean, yeah, I don't have a cat. There's no little.
You're you're just an absolute lunatic in this game. Like you go to Griffin's house, like what's that for? Like I don't know.
I haven't tried to dump my cherry power in the litter box yet. I don't know if that's a possibility.
It also sort of begs the question about the fish. Like, you can catch 80 different kinds of fish and then place them in a tank that is exactly the size of the fish. Like, maybe they have an inch on either side.
Right.
So if these fish are sentient and on the same level, maybe they have like an undersea version of your Animal Crossing village.
It's a goofy Pluto scenario, right? Like we have
Sure.
to imagine that's how this world works. That there are Goofies and there are Plutos. That like
Right.
Goofy is the sentient dog, Pluto is the like.
Right, but what is the
Okay.
dividing line? Like, how do you make that? Like, are they chosen from childhood to become like
I think
part
they're
of
just
high and low
entirely
society?
different, right? Like fish are just entirely different. There's animals and then there are fish and bugs.
I
Right?
considered this philosophical question on a stream and decided that it's thick legs. If you have thick legs, you get to wear shirts and live in houses like the rest of us and be large. If you have no legs or skinny, weird, segmented legs, I'm sorry, but here's a small box you can live in or this big dope museum. Those are your options.
I know Chris Plant and Griffin want to take care of sweet little animals. all I want to do is fend off animals that keep encroaching. Now, in my real life, I've talked about a little bit in the past. I have a pigeon problem on my balcony. Now, right now, my balcony is a true respite from the horrors of having to be stuck inside. So I really want to be out on my balcony. The pigeons know that, and they internalize it, and they camp out. And all I want to do within Animal Crossing is create a similar level of defenses to ensure that no such critters like centipedes and shit like that I don't want anywhere near my house have no chance of approaching. It has not happened yet. I've tried building walls. They cut through the walls. I've tried, I found some iron bars. They cut through that. There's nothing I can do.
You've already stumbled on the answer.
What?
The bug wall.
Bug wall.
You
bud.
create a bug wall as a warning. It both is a a barrier, but also a signal. If you come past the bug wall, you get put into the bug wall.
You become
I'm
bug
absolutely off my nut. You will go into this wall. No question.
Genius. I love it.
You guys been playing anything else?
Wall. Of course not. No, I mean,
Yeah, I'm feeling the same.
uh,
I couldn't even finish. Griffin, did I get to tell you about Murder by
no, Amanda
Murder by
turned me
Numbers?
onto it on the Joko cruise, but I was very fascinated by it, but I did not dip in.
We talked about it
Well, you
last
should-
week when Griffin was
Yeah,
not
we
here.
did talk
Oh,
about
did
it
we?
last week, but I'll catch you up. It's a Picross. Never mind. It's Picross Murder Mystery game.
I started playing this game called Nier Automata.
Oh Jesus God!
Oh my god.
And
no.
it's very good.
I mean, I think
went
a few
back.
of us have been playing Half-Life Alyx, which
Yeah, I think we're going to talk about it next week.
Next
As
week,
the
yes.
next week episode, if people are excited about that. I'm very excited to try it. I haven't tried it.
Oh, and Ori Will of the Wisp. I finally got
Oh,
past
yeah.
that first hour, which is a real pain, as I whined about last week, and I apologize for being a real whiny baby.
who has played? Oh, I guess you guys. I was not on the Doom episode last week. Did you do an extended Ori bit?
We
Not
just talked
ex-
about
a
it a
little
little bit about how the beginning's a little rough,
Plant
but
was
then
being
it
a
gets
little
really
grump.
good.
He doesn't like emotions.
I really liked it. I mean, I think I've played about the same amount. I streamed about like an hour and a half of it or so, and I'm into it. I feel like it starts off with kind of a bang in a way that I'm a fan of. I did not realize they re-released Saints Row 4 on Switch last week.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
nice.
the port is terrible, no?
I mean,
Have you tried it?
No, I've not tried it. If it's on the level of Saints Row 3, like Saints Row 3 for Switch wasn't like amazing, but it was totally playable. And I like Saints Row 4 a lot more than I like Saints Row 3. I think Persona's out next week. Persona 5 Royal.
Oh, yeah. Won't be playing that.
Yeah,
Too
won't
much
be playing
reading.
It's very good.
that. Do you have it, Chris?
It's very good.
Ah, dang.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
beans. Is there anything else? I feel like
There's
I feel
like
like
infinite
maybe,
things, but
Yeah.
you know we'll be diving into these over the next few weeks and months. There
Yeah,
are
it's
so many
extremely
games for us
busy
to
right
talk
now in the
about.
world of video games.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
true.
Yeah.
Good.
Do we have time to do some reader
Yeah, I
thoughts?
think we could sneak in
Ask
some reader
people
mail.
for their ask people for their thoughts. I would say it's like it's so looking over the emails. We got a ton of them about Animal Crossing, and it's just like very positive. It's like an outpouring of love. I'll give you a couple. Kate said, "My sibling and I had a very troubled childhood, but playing Animal Crossing on GameCube was a crucial escape for us. Getting to build a kind, colorful, and overall charming community together provided a comfort we didn't have otherwise. So it's fitting this new Animal Crossing entered our lives at a time we desperately needed it, just as before." That's from Kate. Anna said, ACNH has been the absolute highlight of the past few weeks for me. Yesterday, I visited my boyfriend. We've all been quarantined separately for a week, and his 11-year-old son got really into watching me play AC, so he brought the game for himself. And my boyfriend's son just visited my island for the first time, and he was so proud of his custom design for his little shirt he made. So my friends complimented him on it, and it was just so pure and sweet.
Oh,
We're going to be locking down completely soon, so I won't be able to see my boyfriend or her son for a while, but we can still visit each other's islands, and I can show my love for them by giving them apples and other presents.
oh.
This is from @Lars on Twitter. I pretended to be sick for a week to get off school just so I could make sure that Frobert the frog wouldn't leave me. I sent him so many love letters and was heartbroken that he didn't recognize me in another town.
Oh.
I've had that with Sprocket. Is in two of my friends' towns. He was my OG villager, and every time I see Sprocket, he's like, "Oh, hi, I'm Sprocket." I'm like, I grab him by the face each time, like, "Sprocket, I know it's me, Sprocket."
It's like a metaverse situation. It's terrifying.
From @BiteSharkYum. I got the ladder in New Horizons before my brother, so when I went to visit his weed-freed town, I climbed up to the second level, which still had weeds, and picked a bunch of them, then replanted them right in front of his house. He happened by and proceeded to hit me with an axe.
That's very
That's
funny.
so
I will
sweet.
admit, I did take the opportunity to visit a lot of newbie towns, take my ladder, climb up to the upper level, and steal any fossils that were up on the upper
Yeah, you
levels
did
that
that to me.
newbies couldn't actually access,
You did
which
that to
was
me,
pretty
Jack.
great.
Abby emailed about, and I mainly want to read it to remind us to talk about like one of the best parts of the game. The museum is obviously gorgeous, and I adore everything about it. But what is up with the part of the fossil exhibit with all the animal silhouettes, and then just a blank space that shines a light on you when
Oh,
you
yeah.
stand under it?
I can talk to that. I actually wrote a little story about that. So the museum, specifically the fossil part of the museum in Animal Crossing, the new one, is all about evolution. So you walk into this first opening room, and there's like a single cell on the ground, effectively. And from that cell are lines. And if you follow the lines, you can actually see the progression of species as they evolve through time. So eventually, when you get to the final room, there's like a giant saber-toothed tiger skeleton. And above that, there's a line leading up to a normal like cat silhouette, showing that this is the final evolution of cats, essentially. And the blank space right below it is a human skull, because you evolved from this early human skull, and you're supposed to stand there and a light shines on you.
I just want to correct you, Russ. You said the final evolution of cats. You mean the current evolution of cats.
That's
we all know,
fair.
like year 30,000, Cats 2 is
Yeah,
gonna be
Jellicle
off
cats
the
are the
fucking
final evolution of cats.
chains.
Are you telling me there's a chance I will at one point dig my beautiful cartoon shovel in the ground and come up with a fucking human skull?
It's actually a Australopithecus, I believe, so it's like a caveman situation, but yes.
Got it. Got it.
Fantastic.
But he did have dreams and hopes and wishes and was capable of love.
I
Not
wonder
anymore.
what happened to him. Oh wait, I've just been bitten by 35 different spiders, so I bet I know.
Sorry, I'm checking the notes and quick fact check. The final evolution of cats is Meowth. Meowth.
Oh,
Okay, good. Glad to clear that up.
I mean technically Persian is the final evolution of Meow, so nice try. Hey Chris, nice joke. Maybe think about it next time before you make a joke.
Well, I cried reading an email about Animal Crossing, so we're pretty much done. Thank you for listening to our program. We would ask you to make sure to follow us on Spotify.
Yeah, we should mention this is only on Spotify for the people that might be listening for the first time. We're only on Spotify.
That's a good point.
So
Yeah,
you should-
it's only on Spotify.
yeah, pop
But you
over
can
to
follow
Spotify
us-
and just click follow on the besties, and you'll listen for free.
Yeah.
Plant, you
That's
wanted
cool.
to say something?
Oh, I was gonna say that you could follow us on Twitter at the Besties Pod. If you want updates on new stuff, there's a newsletter. It's the pinned tweet at the top of our Twitter profile.
So thank you for listening. If this is your first time listening, we hope you will continue to join us. Not every episode is quite this.
The McElroy brothers are not experts, and their advice should never be followed. Travis insists he's a sexpert, but if there's a degree on his wall, I haven't seen it. Also, this show isn't for kids, which I mention only so the babies out there will know how cool they are for listening. What's up, you cool baby?
It's familiar, but not too familiar, but not too not familiar. It's a new craze. Hey, good girls, do you wanna just say, hey, I wanna? Just say, hey, I wanna.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to My Brother, and Me, an advice show for the modern era. I'm your oldest brother, Justin McElroy.
I'm your